I upgraded my case. I added two fans on the side and two fans on the top. I took out the 200 millimeter and replaced them with 120 millimeter. And then I put a fan and controller on the front to give me a bit more airflow through. So let's slide the top off. And you'll see my horrid cable management. So what I need to do is I need to lift the case up a bit and tip it over so I can get to the fans, the cables here. This leads to the fan controller, and I need to unplug them. Now I can remove the top, and we can see inside after a fashion. Now we see the scope of the problem. First off, we've got this cooler here, makes it almost impossible to get to these RAM chips here. And we also have these, which there's some cables. Like I said, I have horrible cable management, but so I need to replace all of these and all of these, but we're going to do these first because we have to remove the cooler, or unloosen the cooler at least, to get to them. Now we see the scope of the problem. First off, we've got this cooler here, makes it almost impossible to get to these RAM chips here. And we also have these, which there's some cables. Like I said, I have horrible cable management, but so I need to replace all of these and all of these, but we're going to do these first because we have to remove the cooler, or unloosen the cooler at least, to get to them. There are 4 screws that hold the water cooler radiator in place. So I'm going to loosen those up and take those out. And they're long screws, as you can see. So we need to take out all 4 and then lift out the water cooler, or radiator, I guess is the proper term. So lift out screw 1, screw 2. And it slides out here. Yeah. And then holding it so it doesn't fall, let's try and get out the 4th one. So there we go. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. So what happened there? Oh, those screws hold on that. Well, but here's the interesting thing. It's time for, it looks like it's definitely time to do some cleaning. So I'm going to clean this up and then we'll continue the video. So using a vacuum and some compressed air, I cleaned out that. So now we need to remove the RAM chips. And we need to pop these little levers down here. And I believe there are levers on the other side, or not. I hope not. It's been a while since I've replaced this RAM, so I don't remember. I think they only had, they have latches on both sides. I'm trying to remember if I have to release the latch on the other side, because I don't think, these were designed to pivot. There we go. Yeah. So now we can start removing our RAM chips. Here. So we remove these 4. And let's move the cooler over this way. And let's remove these 4. It's a little, to me it gets a little tight in here. If you've got smaller hands, there we go, would definitely be easier. So there we go. Oh. Okay. Why aren't you lifting out? Four. So we've got all of them out. Great. So this is what we're replacing them with. I don't know if you can see the little numbers on there, but these are quite a bit faster RAM, so that's what I'm going to start putting in. Okay, according to the manual on these things, we're supposed to put these in the 1 slots. There's 1 and 2. There's A1, B1, C1, D1. So the way they're numbered, if I'm reading this on the sheet, it's the light brown ones are the 1 slots. So you put 1 in. Okay. Let's make sure that the rocker is all the way down. Yeah. Slide it in there, slide it in there, slip one there. So it latches like that. So we've got, if I'm reading the board correctly, we've inserted that into A1 slot. So now let's go to B1 slot. And we insert there, slide down. There we go. That's the B1 slot. I mean C1 slot. Oh, B1 slot. Yeah, I'm getting confused. Just getting, if you're hearing the clicking, that's getting the out of the package. Now then, this one gets a little harder because we've got to figure out with the fan and cables and such. So let's slip. Let's try it now. And we slip that side in. Am I not doing this right? Doesn't want to seem like it wants to go in right. So, oh! Those appear to be, oh, well, either way, I'm not doing it, wasn't doing it right, I don't think. So let's get cables up out of the way. Cable management is, I think, is an art. No, that's not going in. Why is that not going in? Yeah, that's the correct way because we see it lining up with the little notch. Okay. I heard that click. There, that went in. All right, one more to go. And we pull out the last one. And it's a little bit there. Now the other event, some of the kits for the RAM came with coolers, but I'm only putting half. Instead of having 8 chips or 8 sticks, I have 4. So it gives it a little bit more space around the coolers. So that's there. Now all I've got to do is put the radiator back on. So, okay, let's try and get the radiator in. This will be, this is always an interesting challenge because we've got to get the radiator in, and so what we do, these long screws go through the fan there. I can't remember how I did this the first time. There we go. And we bring the radiator over and try and screw it in just enough to get it to start holding things in place. Because otherwise, there we go. Now, we have to slide that up. Once we get 2 screws in, it will be much easier. So we slide the second screw through and in, and try and see if that one catches. There. And then we put the third, hopefully the third screw goes. Nah, we may have some issues. Now then, this is why you have a big flashlight, so you can take a look and see where the holes line up. Okay, so I just need to lift it up a little bit. Oh, well, that's not good. So, what that tells me is that we didn't actually, that screw isn't in place. I thought it was, but it's not. I think it is now. Well, let's see. Come on. There. There might have been an easier way to do this. If I had the manual for the water cooler, which I probably have someplace, but that's trying to find that, and after moving, finding anything like that would be very difficult, I think. So we've got there. And where did the last screw go? There. Hopefully this will fit easily. No, what's happening here? So let's take look here. It's up and to the left. So we need to slide it there. That went through there. Now then, let's see if we can find. No, I don't think that did it right. Maybe it did. So it caught. It seems to be tightening. Okay. So now then, let's go. This is where life gets a bit ugly. I put this on the bench to do the upgrade. Now I got to go plug it all back in, which is a bit more complicated. So let's go see what happens when we power this up and see if we're working. Okay, I'm going to hold this as I turn on the computer and see if we start up. Oh, interesting. Well, I may have messed up which cards are. Oh, okay, here we go. This looks good. So we're starting to come up, at least something. Okay, let's hit Del a few times. Okay, so what have we got here? So it's telling us that we've got our RAM. Okay, they're 8 GB. The memory speed is wrong. So let's profile 1. Apply and exit would affect further dream. Advanced mode. Okay. See what happens here. So it still says that the speed is wrong. So DRAM information, because we are supposed to be a much higher speed than this. So let's go into advanced mode and advanced CPU configuration. No. All right, system agent configuration, PCH, onboard devices configuration. Where do we get to RAM? PM network stack. Main. So why? So it says we've got 32 gig, but it's only showing it at 16 megahertz. So exit easy mode. Let's go here. DRAM 2400. Let's try this. ASUS Optimal. Performance. To detect the boot priority. No. Why is our DRAM? Let's try profile 2. Okay. Still says 1600 megahertz. Why am I not DDR3 1600 megahertz? Because the box said twice that. 2400. So advanced mode. Let's try that again. Advanced mode. So there's our core, total speed, system language, security. General options. XMP, OK. So this is where we get profile 1, profile 2. Each profile has its own DRAM frequency. For better compatibility, marked will be changed to DDR. No. Auto. DRAM frequency. DRAM target speed 2400. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to save. Okay, let's exit, save changes, and reset. Yeah, we're gonna let it try it. I am a little bit lost on some of this, but we'll see. I'm not really a tremendous overclocker, but we'll see how we go with this. And okay, it shut down. So let's power. Oh, there it came back on again. It went down, as far as I could tell, completely power off. So there we come up with this. This one's coming up. One of the challenges of having multiple monitors, so it's coming there, going there, and let's see. So Windows 10 looks like it's found its circles, and we're spinning there. The keyboard, by the way, just came on, turned on. It's because it's a USB 3 keyboard. So now we switched over to the other monitor. Yay. And there we come up. So this much is up, and then we'll see how we do with some benchmarks. So here are the benchmarks. On the left is the before, and on the right is the after. You notice that there's very little difference for Haven. Then we go to the FurMark, and again, before is on left and after is on right. Very little difference there. And then we finally get to Cinebench, and we notice significant improvement with the FPS and the CPU. The FPS is twice as high. So we did something. We improved it a little bit.